What's going on, guys? Welcome back again. I know I had a few issues for the last 20 minutes, but hopefully this will work out. Okay. Now I'm gonna wait and see how many people will be joining right now because I know this is my third time doing this right now. The first one didn't work, the second one didn't work either. So hopefully this is the last one, the good one. Okay. So finally, I see people coming in. So what's going on, Pajero? So again, if you have any questions, I'm gonna go through the chat and I'm gonna take the time to answer the questions that you have. Okay. Now, again, sorry about the issues that I had, but you see, this should tell you something. Okay, this should tell you something. How is that Jorge has a high-paying job and don't know that much on how to set up the YouTube going live, right? Like I had so many issues. That should tell you something. It's not like I'm that smart. You just have to do the right things in order for you to be able to go all the way to the top in your IT career and be able to get a high paying job. That job that you want, that job that's going to pay you really well, that job that's going to give you so many opportunities, not only in your IT career, but obviously in your personal life. So let's get back on the topic. I know probably some of you are just joining. So let me go back on why I decided to have this conversation with you. Okay. So last week, someone reached out to me. Someone that I know not that well, not a friend, but someone that it's on my Facebook. So that person reached out to me and said, Jorge, I wanted to reach out to you because I noticed that you were in Puerto Vallarta, and it seems that you travel a lot. And it seems that you have, a good life. You have a good lifestyle. So let me ask you, what do you do? And I'm like, what do you mean? Yeah, what do you do? And I'm like, I work in IT, obviously. Okay, so how is that? It seems that you have a good life, and I know a few people, and some of those few people, a few friends, and they work in IT too, and they don't travel that much, and I know they don't earn that much. So what's the difference between you and them? Because it seems that things are going really well with you, and I know for a fact that your girlfriend don't work, and you have a huge kinder, right? You have a lot of kids, so how can you do that in IT when other people like are struggling going through their IT career? And I'm like, do you have 30 minutes? Because I can really break this down to you and I can tell you the difference. Now, that's the reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you. Like, why? Because I, I need you to believe that you can get a high paying job in IT sooner than later. And again, what's a high paying job in IT? A job that's going to pay you a lot more than $120,000. Okay. Now, one thing that in my previous life, right, a few minutes ago when it didn't work out, I asked, think about a number, that number, and the income that you are earning right now. What's the income that you are earning right now? It's that 40, 50, 60, 70, 80,000. Think about that number. Okay. Now think of how many years you've been working in IT. Not in the job that you have now. No, I mean like overall. How many years total you've been working in IT? So think about those two numbers. Because let me tell you something, right? Well, I'm going to tell you that in the next few minutes, but just have those two numbers in mind. How much you are earning, and number two, how many years you've been working in IT. Okay? And this is why, because for me, and I'm going to tell you something about myself. I know probably some of you already know some of it, but I'm just going to go and tell you probably a lot more. So for me, okay, going back when I was in my early 20s, me thinking and earning $20 per hour on anything, just on anything, IT or something else, it was not possible. It was not for me. I was like, no, I cannot do that because I'm a high school dropout, right? So how someone is going to be able to earn about $20 per hour if it's a high school dropout? You see, that was my thinking. That was my conditioning, right? Thank God I was open mind to listen to other people, not to society, because society will keep you broke. Society will give you advice and guidance that will hold you back for you to be able to go to the next level, or for you to be able to, in this case, get a high paying job in IT. Now, let me go back on this conversation with this guy. So basically, he told me, you know, Jorge, I have about 2 friends. I know a few more people, but I have about 2 friends that work in IT. And I know one of them has been working in IT for, like, I cannot remember, like, but that's years. And I know he does not earn that much. Now, what's the big difference between you and him? And him has a bachelor's degree. So how is that possible? Because you just said that you are a high school dropout when we were having that conversation. And I'm like, yes, but you see, not that many people think of it on what are the skills that are needed in order for you to succeed, that are based on what the market needs and based on what the market wants. And it's easy for anyone to be able to even double their income in IT in 6 months. You know, and that's for those of you that are probably earning about 40, 50, 60,000. Okay. If you're in that range, you can double your income in the next 6, 9 months. Some of my students have done it. So that's something for you to think about. How is someone is able to do that, right? When most people cannot. Now that's for you to think and be like, wow, yeah, that's probably something that I don't know. That's probably something that I need to find out, that I need to figure that out. Because if it's happening for people, that means it can happen to me. That way you don't go through your IT career like most people, having no idea on what's going on, not having any idea on how to really make things happen. Okay. Now I'm going to go through some of your comments. Good. What will be your, about the membership side, that's going to be in the next 3 weeks, guys. And I don't want to say that much because, yes, in the next 3 weeks for those of you that ask. Well, now going back on that conversation, okay? And I know probably some of you, you're going to feel my pain that I went through, okay? Again, going back when I was in my early 20s, when I was barely going through my IT career, even though I was working in IT, you know, and at that point, when I was probably 25, when I finally got a job in IT, when I finally moved from a entry-level job to a better one. And again, back then, I didn't know that much any better. But when I was start moving up my IT career, I remember, you know, I was getting paid really good, $25 per hour. And this is back about 10, 12 years ago, okay? So $25 back then, it was like good money for me, okay? And I still remember like, okay, I have a career in IT. And I feel proud of myself because I'm a high school dropout, okay? And I still remember that it was not enough for me to pay the bills. I was not even living paycheck to paycheck, you know. I remember when I went to the groceries, you know, I'm like, I have to check, you know, my checking account because I don't know if I have enough for me to pay the groceries. Or do I have enough for me to go out this weekend? Do I have enough? And many of the times I didn't. And like, how is that possible? And by the way, I was living with my mom in the basement and I had a kid at that point. So how is that I'm earning about $25 per hour and I'm still broke? For many people, that's, well, you're on your way, Jorge. You have a career in IT. Yeah. And for many people, probably friends may think, oh, you know, Jorge's doing good. No, because again, I was living paycheck to paycheck. Some of you probably right now, even though you work in IT and you've been working in IT for a few years, you still go on your phone and before you're going to pay, you check if you have enough. And that can be for groceries or that can be for you to go out that weekend or for you to take your family probably for you know, for something, you know, something fun. And probably some of you cannot afford the car that you want. You cannot afford to live to a better community, or you cannot afford, you know, to take your family or yourself on a really nice vacations. Now, if that's you, let me know. You know, be honest, because that was me for many, many, many years. You know, my entire, when I was in my 20s, again, I was going through life. I was going through my IT career like blind. Like I didn't know any better. I was only listening to those people that were on the same boat as me. I didn't know any better. Again, I was just taking advice and guidance from anyone that was willing to give me any advice and guidance. Okay, so even though, I had that, that feeling of I'm gonna make something happen, I was doing the wrong things because I never questioned the advice or guidance that I got from society, from the IT community. That's one of the reasons why. That's one thing that you need to do. Like, you need to really question every advice and guidance that anyone gives you, even mine, in the IT community. Because I'm not here to keep you busy the next few weeks, the next few months. That's the job of every other YouTuber. That's their job, to keep you busy and being all over the place, all over the fucking place. That's the right thing to say, okay? You need to focus on what's going to allow you for you to go from point A to point B. That way you're able to get to a better high-paying job in IT, because once again, you can get to a high-paying job in IT. That job is going to pay you $90, $120, $150,000. And that can do a lot to you financially. A lot to you financially. One of the things that, if you go on my social media and if you go all the way back, that was one thing that I was able to do. Once I got to a 6-figure income, okay, earning 100K, and that was back in 2015, okay? For me, I'm like, I made it. I got to a 6-figure income in IT back in 2015. And I'm like, you know what? This is the time that no, that was 2014, my bad, 2014. And I will tell you why I remember. So at that point, I'm like, I see more opportunities. And I decided to do a little bit of consulting. So I had my full-time job earning 100K, and I was doing some consulting on the side. So that year, 2014, $170,000 an income. $170,000 income, 2014. So two things happened that year. One of them, I finally took my family on a Disney World vacation. And we didn't stay outside on some cheap hotel. No, we went to the whole experience. We went on one of the hotels, obviously one of the lower end on Disney. And we went for 3 days because I couldn't do 4. But I was able to do that. There was 6 of us, the 2, me, my girlfriend, and the 4 kids. And we end up doing that. That was one thing that I'm like, wow, it feels good when you have money. It feels good when you're able to do things for your family. So I felt really proud of myself because, before that, I didn't think I took any vacations. A good one, probably kind of field trip. Let's go here for a day or 2. But like a good one, like, no, that was the first time. That was one. The second one, I was able to buy my mom a truck. I was able to do that. Not just any fucking truck. No, it was a brand new truck, 2015. That's the reason why I remember. Because in 2014, in December, I'm like, I went and I put $6,000 down payment for a Jeep Cherokee 2015. And it cost me about $40,000. Obviously, I ended up paying the monthly payments, but I did it. And it felt so good. I have some pictures and videos on my Facebook about that. So it's a day that I will never forget. I will never forget the day that I was able to do that. So you see, having a career in IT is not enough. You need to go all the way to the top. You need to go all the way for you to be able to earn $120,000, $160,000, because that's when you're going to start living a better lifestyle compared to other people. You see, I don't know any other career that you can earn that much fast. Many people may think of it like, man, I will tell you something. I'm like, what? Well, there are more people that earn a lot more than you, Jorge. And by the way, 257. That was the income of last year. My income, 257. So I was talking with someone about that. And he's like, there are other people that earn that much. I'm like, okay, who? Well, you have doctors, you have lawyers, you have dentists, and many others. I'm like, I get that. I know that. But tell me, how many fucking years it took for them to get to over 250K? How many? 3? No. 6? I don't think so. Probably 8 to 10 years to get to that income. In IT, you can get it done in 3 fucking years. 3 years. Not freaking 10. And on top of that, ask me, please ask me, Jorge, do you have student loans? Please ask me that question. And he's like, well, obviously you don't because you're a high school dropout. Exactly. That's my point. I don't have any student loans. Many doctors, many lawyers, many of those positions, they pay between $500 up to $1,500 every month on student loans. Not for a few months, for many, many, many years. IT can give you almost the same income. And you can do that without student loans. And you can do that not in the next 10, in the next 7. You can do it in the next 3, 4 years in your IT career. And I really hope you're hearing me out. And I really hope this is a video call that's going to wake something out of inside of you for you to finally make things happen and for you to stop listening to those people that are keeping you busy, not being productive based on what you need to do based on where you are right now. You know, I'm going to show you something really quick. And this just happened. Every time when I do these lives, something happens. And really quick, I'm going to show you. That's a student. I know probably some of you know him because he has a YouTube channel. He went through the process with me. And right here, I hope you can see that. And the second one. Come on. He's been working in IT, and he started with me 2.5 years ago. He just finally got a new offer, $105K. And this guy don't have a bachelor's degree. And he works in Canada. That's a lot more difficult to get a job out there, a high-paying job compared to the United States. I've been doing some research about that. But really think about it. You know, Adam, I know some of you probably know Adam has his YouTube channel. He just got an offer, okay? And obviously he took the job, 105. And he's been working in IT 2.5 years, guys, 2.5, not 5, not 7. Now imagine in the next year, he's gonna go on the 140-60K like some other students had. So why not you? That's the question. Why not you? It feels good, guys. It feels freaking good when you go to grocery and you get not what you need, but what you want as well. You know, I remember for so many years going on groceries, right? Well, let's see what we need because we cannot afford what we want. And right now, it feels so good to go to groceries and be able to put whatever I want without, oh, let me check my bank account because I don't know if it's going to go through. Like, I don't do that anymore when I used to for many years. And it feels so freaking good. You know, when you're able to tell your significant other, you know, that you don't have to work anymore or at all. I can take care of you. In this case, it works for me. Why? Because we have 4 kids. Now, the other one that I haven't told you and why IT can give you like a really great lifestyle. I was able to tell my mom, you don't have to work, mom. You got me. You fucking got me. You don't have to work another fucking day. Now, let me be clear, okay? My mom didn't have like a high-paying job, okay? My mom was working, I forgot how those called, when you go on the hotel and you have those ladies that clean the room, the housekeeper, no, not house, or whatever. You know who I'm talking about, right? You go on the hotel and there's the lady cleaning the room once you take off. So my mom was doing that. And she was earning about 600 every 2 weeks, 700. I'm like, mom, I'm not gonna give you no more, but I'm just gonna replace your paycheck. I don't want you to do that shit no more. You got me, okay? So obviously she ended up quitting, and since years I've been doing that. I've been giving my mom about between $1,200 to $1,400 every month. It's not a lot, right, for many people, but it's enough for my mom not to work anymore. And I'm able to do that, and I've been doing that for years. And this is something that I haven't shared that much. Why? Because I'm not that type of guy that I'm like, oh, you know, all the things that I do. But I decided, why not telling a lot of people how IT changed my life financially and the things that I'm able to do? Because it's not just based on having an IT career. You have to think bigger than that, a lot bigger than that. Let me go through some of the comments. Nick, 53 years old. 100, can it be possible? Yes. One student, I know some of you probably, because I already mentioned this, a student named Sarita. Okay, again, you can go on social media, you can find out, but her name is Sarita. She's 50s, and she never worked in IT, doing something else, and she moved on in IT, and she was able to get a job. Listen, please, because I know some of you, you're gonna get mad. They've been working, they got their first job in IT. So she ended up getting her first job in IT, first job, okay? Not any previous background or any type of a bachelor's, none of it. She was coming in new, 52, 3, 4 years old, okay? First job in IT, $75,000, working from home. And that job, it's not a fucking entry-level job. It's not an entry-level job. $75,000 working from home. First job in IT. Not that many people can do that. Not those people in their 20s and their 30s. Why? Because a lot of their fucking thinking. You're thinking that's exactly that gets you stuck. And if you don't change that, I don't care how many IT certifications you get. You will not be able to get to that new destination that you want to get to. You're going to only get what you've been got so far. Why? Because you need to become someone that you are not. But no one tells you that. What everyone tells you is, oh, go and learn this new topic. Or go and get that one certification. And you, without thinking, okay, let me do that. And you go and get and learning that one technology. Okay, let me go and do that. Let me get that one IT certification. And then you ask, I don't know what's going on, Jorge. Like, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5 IT certifications. And I cannot get the job that I want. I've been working on this job for about 3 years. I'm earning $70,000. I want to go to the next level. I end up getting 2 more certifications, but I cannot get the job. I wonder why. Because you focus on the wrong thing. That's why. And I really hope this call really whips the crap out of you. Sorry, but that's the way I talk. If you don't like it, you can go somewhere else to tell you to keep you busy. I don't want to name names. But anyways, okay. So going back on that conversation, I know probably some of you are just joining right now. But once again, IT changed my life financially. And just think about that. When you're able to change your life financially, you can do so many things. That's the reason I like to have this. I don't know if you probably see it. I like to have a lot of these pictures because every picture was experience that I was able to provide to my family. I decided 3 years ago, I'm going to take not one. I had a mentor. And he told me, Jorge, what's the average of a family going on vacation a year? An average for those that are, medium class. With 1, maybe 2 vacations a year. No, for many of them, 1 good vacation. Maybe 1 getaway, but 1 good vacation. How many do you take? Well, about that? I'm like, no, don't tell me that you do all these things and you're trying to be provide a lot more for your family when you're taking them on 1 vacation a year. That's fucked up. You need to upgrade that. So guess what? For the last 3 years, I've been doing 4 vacations a year. And 2 of them, really good ones that last between 7, 8, 9 days. Okay, good ones. And the other 2 kind of like the getaway when I'm like gonna go for 3, 4 days, but still end up spending good money. So again, what about you? Go right now on Expedia, go right now on Orbitz and see, okay, now let's say you don't have a family. Jorge, I don't have a kid. Thank God, right? Well, I don't have a wife or a husband, thank God. Okay, what about your parents? When was the last time you did something for your parents? Mom, dad, these days I'm going to take you out for a good vacations. We're going to go probably to maybe the Bahamas, or we're going to go to Cancun, Mexico. And don't worry about it because I'm going to pay for it. And yes, it's going to cost me $7,000, but I have your back. And it's not because you're going to put it on a credit card. No, that's because you were able to upgrade it. Your job that you have now to the better one. That job is going to pay you $1,000, $1,500 more every month. Not just $100, so $200, $300. This is why, let's see. Seems like it all. I'm going to have a lot to consume my life. I'm wasting generation. I'm new, waiting to one generation. I know a lot of you are waiting for the membership, and I'm waiting too. I cannot wait, because I don't want to tell you this. In the next 3 weeks, I'm going to have you more details about you joining. But let me go back on that conversation. Why I decided to have this conversation again, because I want you to have a better life compared to the one that you have now. I'm not saying that your life sucks. I'm not saying that. But I know that life that you have now can be a lot better in the next 6 months, the next year. And it's going to come down to what you do right now from this point on. What you're going to do about for you to be able to upgrade that job that you have right now to that job that's going to pay you $40,000 more. Tell me. I'm going to tell you a quick story about a student, okay? Kearney. And this is something I shared with you probably 2 weeks ago, because that's exactly what happened 2 weeks ago. She was not looking at that moment, but she noticed that some of the core workers that had a lot more experience than her were applying to this IT security position. And she's like, why not me? Let me do that. Why not me? If they're applying, well, let me do that too. So she applied to that job. And then they got another, some recruiter reached out to her about a similar position. So she went on for those 2 jobs. Don't believe me, please. I know Stuart. He's in the coaching program. I know who else watching right now is in the coaching program, and he can back that up, okay? Or you can go on social media. She ended up getting 2 offers. She ended up getting the 2 offers. Not the other people that had more experience. None of them. She ended up getting 2 offers. The 2 jobs. How is that possible? How is that possible? One job offered her $34. A few negotiations, a few things I told her to do went up to $38 because they got those 2. Hey, guys. So, again, think about, again, the number. How much are you earning right now in your IT career? And how many years you've been working in IT? How many? I think it's time to change that. And for you to go after a bigger future, a brighter future for yourself and your family. And for those of you that already work in IT, that's a lot easier for you, because that's only a few things that you just need to change, focus on, for you to make that happen, for you to be able to go from probably 40, 50 that you are earning right now to that job that's going to pay you $80,000, $90,000. Right here. And the same with Adam. Adam, there we go. How much? That's Adam, the same guy I told you. 35 more. 35 more, guys. 35K more. So he was earning 70,000. 70,000, and he went on a 105. When he went through the coaching program with me, that was 2.5 years ago. Brand new guy in IT. Totally new. Right now, with the job, 105. Now, why am I keep saying that? Because, again, it's happening for other people. People that are not listening to the IT community. They're not doing that. I basically like the conversations that I have with them. I'm like, don't fucking do it. Don't go with the IT community, because you're going to end up being broke. Like many people in IT. I'm telling you, there's so many people right now in IT that been working in IT for 5-7 years, and they're barely earning 60, 70, 80K. That's not good. That's not good. You did not get an IT to just get an okay income. No. Why? When I have this job, I was doing a video. You see this job, how much it pays? Where's the income? There we go. All the way to 165,000. Easy to do when you break it down based on reverse engineer the entire process. You see? And this is one thing that I'm going to say, okay? Okay, someone says, I'm earning 50K. I'm the kind of guy that he's yelling a lot. Like I said, that's you, 15K. Can you tell me more? Can you tell me how long you've been working in IT? Can you tell me the job that you have right now? Tell me. Like, really, tell me. And by the way, guys, for those subscribe because I'm gonna do a lot more lives. I'm gonna tomorrow, so be on the lookout. And the screen right now. But that's a process that I'm gonna walk you through on how to go from an entry level job to an engineer position. For many people, that's just not possible. How can someone go from a entry level job, help desk, field services, IT support, service desk, desktop support? How can someone go from that level of position all the way to an engineer position? It's not possible. Yes, it's not possible for you because of the way you think. But if you change that, it can be totally possible for you. You see? So, come on, guys. What questions do you have? I only have 5 minutes because I have 3 calls with some of my students. But I'm telling you guys, I'm doing this. Why? Because I want to tell you that you can have like a really great lifestyle, a really good one, you know? Because let me tell you something. It's not just about having a full-time job in IT. None of you go, because now I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay, now I'm going to tell you a secret. Right now, many jobs are going remote because of what happened, right? Last year, many jobs are going remote. And the jobs that are going a lot more remote are the ones that are high-paying jobs. Engineers, yeah, not that many, but they are. But once you get to that senior level position and above, a lot of jobs working remote. That's how one of my students last year, guys, and I keep saying this because that's like a good a scenario or example for me to say. Last year today, $60,000 help desk. Now, 1 year later, $245,000. And probably some of you like, it's not possible. Exactly. You see, that thinking will never, ever get you there. Ever. You need to change that. So, yes, Brandon, $245,000, working 2 jobs. One of them 145 and the other one 100K, working from home. When you get to that level, you're able to do a lot more things. You can do some coaching, things that I do. You can start doing some videos and start selling those videos. You can do some consulting on site. You know, you can start connecting with the right people. Associate yourself with the right people. That way you start getting your own contracts and probably and eventually do your own consulting. There's so many opportunities that you have no idea. I had a conversation with my students last night because I always do a Sunday night call. I told them, look, again, let me remind you that you are not here for you to end up with a full-time job in IT and for you to retire from that job. You're not. You are here for you to get to a high-paying job sooner than fucking later. Sooner than fucking later. And once you get to the high-paying job, you're going to see so many opportunities that you don't see, that you don't have right now. And that's for you to choose and what you want to do. That way you can go to an income that's going to pay you a lot more than $250,000. That's what IT can give you. An income that's going to pay you more than $250,000. And I know probably for many of you, you never thought of that number. It's not possible. Jorge, I'm not a doctor. You see, you need to start with changing the way you think, the beliefs you have, the stories you tell yourself. If not, it doesn't matter what you want. Now, let me give you another secret. Then not many people talk about this, okay? And I will be real with you, okay? I know that you want a better life, right? I know that you want more income opportunities. But that's one thing, what you want to accomplish. The other is what your mind wants to do, what your mind wants to accomplish. And you will never, and please hear me out, you will never, ever accomplish and do the things that you want to do. Never. It will never, ever happen in life. Never. The things that you want to accomplish or the things that you want to do, you will never do that and accomplish that. You're gonna only accomplish and do the things that your mind wants to do and accomplish. That's the reason why you see millions of people trying to get a better life, more income, but it's never gonna happen because that mind is conditioned not to. So you see why you have to work from inside out and be able to work in a process that you can align with your mind. That way, both are sync and finally be able to accomplish what you really want. Because you trying to make it happen without the mind being on board, it's not gonna happen. Never. Whatever you do, whatever, how many IT certifications, never. And if you eventually get there, it's gonna take you so many years. You're gonna go through so much pain. You're gonna go through so much compared to be able to make it happen sooner than later. You see? But you see, many people don't never think about that. Okay. So I have to go, guys. Any questions? Let me know. Right now, this is a good time to ask. But I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's time for you to do better. Life, that your IT career can really give you like that high paying job that can give you a better life for your family, for you to be able to experience a lot more things. I'm telling you, for you to do a lot more compared to what you're doing right now. This is the time for you to do that. But the one thing that I'm going to ask you to do is for you not to listen to those people that keep you busy. You need to finally have a plan of action. Okay? For those of you that want to join the program, that's right there. I can help you go through the details. And if you're ready, apply. That way we can take your IT career to the next level. That way you work with me. Imagine you having conversations with me, just you and me, just like this. Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to let you fail. And this is obviously for those that want to make things happen. So that's the link. But once again, guys, and I have a list that I wanted to go through. But going back, when you're able to earn more than 160, and I know, think about it, okay? This changed based on where you live, okay? Obviously. But on average, when you earn, okay, about $160,000, that's about 8,500 in your pocket. In your pocket every month. What will you do with $8,500 every month? What will you do with that? I remember going on a blog last year or 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was not last year. Where they said that $500 a month can change the life of millions, not hundreds, not thousands, millions of families if they just add $500 a month. And with IT, you can double your fucking income. Be able to get $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 more. And what would you do? What would you do? A lot more money for you to save, for you to invest, for you to buy the next house, the better one, for you to finally get the car that you want, for you to finally take your family to those vacations that you always think about, dream of. That's basically me. 4 vacations a year. On top of me having a full-time job, doing this, I go through many sacrifices. I work on Saturday, I work on Sunday, on the videos and the content of Network Engineer Academy, but it's worth it. You get to that high-paying job in IT, and you're gonna see opportunities that you don't see right now, and be able to really go on those opportunities. I have a few. Excuse me. I had a few. I had a few opportunities back in 2014, back in 2015. I didn't know what to do. I had options. Should I do this or should I do this or should I do that? When I was going through my YouTube channel, I had some opportunities. A few people reach out to me. Some of the vendors out there reach out. And I said, no, I know what I want and it's not with you. Thank you so much. There are opportunities. I'm not asking you to do the same thing that I'm doing. Let me tell you one thing. One student from the Philippines, because of what he learned, the community that we have, he now teach the CCNA back in the Philippines. And he has a lot of those pictures on his Facebook profile. Let me see if I have some of them. But yeah, he has a class teaching now CCNA. And what that means now, he earns a lot more. Has his full-time job and now teaches CCNA. Other student in Mexico, Manuel, he was able to upgrade that job he had to a better one within the company. He works on Cisco. And he now has one student. And he's now working on how he's gonna be able to do more students. You see what you learn with us, with me, it's life-changing. It's fucking life-changing. This is why I will do whatever it takes for me to tell you. This freaking works. Okay? So again, I really need you to think of it. What's the next thing that you want to do for your family? What's the next thing, big thing that you want to do? I still have a few that I need to go through. I still have a few that I need to go through. A few, you know? And I'm excited for that. So you should have something like that. Be excited for something like that. Okay? You know, a lot of the YouTubers, they earn good money right now because they've been doing this for a few years. You know, the bad thing is that they're the ones earning, not you guys. And they're gonna only keep you occupied. That's it. Not guide you to the right direction for you to do what you want to do, getting that high paying job in IT. You know, there's so many people right now going in IT. Like it's overcrowded. Probably you don't see this, but it's overcrowded. You know, you have 50, 100 people applying on one job, a lot more than the last 2, 3 years, a lot more. Difficult to get a job. But you see, when they end up getting their first job, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they want to move out to a better one. And that's when they get stuck. They don't want to go after something bigger. What does that mean? What does that tell you? That the higher you go, the easier it gets. The higher you go, the easier it gets because that's not that much traffic. You know, going that extra 1, 2 miles, that's not that much traffic compared to right now trying to get to that first job or that second job in IT. This is why learning high paid skills, having the right mindset, the beliefs, the stories, the habits will make the difference for you to be able to give that life that you promised yourself and your family. Don't wait for anyone to give you more advice on what's the next IT certification. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. Okay? So right now it says Beto, is a certified ethical hacker worth it? Going back and asking the wrong questions. Wrong question. How can I say if it's worth it? I don't know where you are. I don't know what you want. You see, if someone give you some advice, oh yeah, certified ethical hacker, oh my God, you know, you need to get that. That's very high in demand. Oh my God, yes, do that. And you, without thinking, okay, let me do that. You see, those are dumb questions. I'm sorry, Beto, dumb questions. Why? You need to ask the questions about what's gonna get me from point A to point B. And that may be, yes, that certified ethical hacker certification, or may not be. It may not be. It may not be. Okay? You know, some of my students, once they get the Cisco CCNA, what happens? Once they get it, what happens? Some of them go on cloud, Azure. Some others, cloud, AWS. Some others, they don't go on cloud. They go with virtualization. Now, what's the difference? Based on what the market needs, wants, and based on the job they want to go after next, after they get their first job in IT. You see, it's not based on, oh, these are the certifications that you need. Like, no, that's not how it works. I don't know who's giving you advice, some guidance, but based on the questions that you ask, I know that you not have the right thinking and you being able to make this happen. Guys, I really have to go. But once again, that's the link. Go through the details if you want to join the coaching program. The membership type is going to come up in the next 2-3 weeks. I see a lot of you asking for it, and I cannot wait for me to put it out there. But that's something that's going to blow everyone's mind in the IT community because it's nothing like the other membership sites out there. Nothing like that out there. So, I have to go, guys. Thank you for joining. But once again, the last reminder. You do things right in your IT career, your life can totally change financially in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. That can happen. Just have that in mind. Remember about that number and that many years, right? Everything that you end up going through and everything that you end up doing for you to get that income, for you to get that, for you to be working IT for that many years. Imagine that you can now do that in less, probably half of the time that you accomplish all of that. Because that's happening with many students and just doing the right thing. And one of the right things is not to listen to the IT community. Not to listen to the IT community. Because if you do that, you're going to keep yourself busy, not productive. You're going to keep yourself all over the fucking place without going in a straight line to get to point A, where you are now, to point B. And a lot of it has to do with who you need to become. If I come up to you and I ask you who you are, and you say, "This is who am I," I'm like, wrong. When someone asks me, "Who are you, Jorge?" I'm like, it's not about who I am, it's who I'm becoming. Who you are right now will not get you ever the life that you want and the income you want. Ever. Period. You need to go after and becoming the next version of yourself. This is gonna get you there. You work on that and you'll get there. Peace. Thank you for joining, and I will talk to you next week.